Hey, what's going on, everyone? Johnny K, the Cheap Card Collector here. And today we have a very special video walking through the trading card database website, tcdb.com. Specifically, how you use this website to trade cards. I've traded a ton of cards on this website. It's really cool to trade your stuff and to find people that are looking to get rid of things for things you want. It is not the best website in terms of interface and user friendliness, but once you figure it out, it's a really cool website. So thought it'd be good to do a video just to help everyone learn sort of the tricks I picked up, updating it, setting it up, and you can get trading. So before I do that, if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, like this video, appreciate the support. More people we get following, watching, I'll start to give away stuff and do more content. So appreciate all the support. So the first thing you need to do is obviously set up an account. So once you register for an account, you'll do username, password, that usual thing. And you so I kind of this is my dummy account, but basically once you get set up, you have to do really two things to get started trading. One, you have to add to your want list. So you have to tell other people what cards you want. And then two, for sale and trade, what cards you have for sale, obviously. Once you get all that set up, then it's pretty easy finding trade partners, matching up, making offers, and eventually shipping off your stuff. There's a couple things or a couple ways to do this. And and what I want to go through is just sort of what I've learned. So for example, here in the search bar, you can search for, let's say, Stephen Curry. And apparently there are a lot of Currys or Stephens. So let's go to, um, did I spell it right? Stephen Curry. Oh, I made a mistake. So I was on baseball. So you go to basketball. And so you can go to any player. And people who use this website, it's just really cool because so this is the database of all 11,000 of his cards. So you can search for all his cards, all parallels, serial numbers, everything. This is like people use this a lot to just figure out what's out there. Um, and you can pick on any. So let's say I picked on a player. Let me take his 2008 Sports Illustrated card. Um, and so you can here add each card to your collection in case you just want to document what you collected. For sale, so again, you have one, you want to trade it, or to your want list, right? So any card you want, you can add to your want list. So you can go by player, card by card. Um, Obviously, going through each one is cumbersome, so I would not suggest that. So what I recommend is, and you can do this on a one-off basis, but let's say you want every Stephen Curry. You're just a collector. You want to add them all to your want list. So you go to this collection summary. So here you can then now add to your want list or your for sale trade list. So if I do want list, so see here's a lot easier. Now you can click on every card you want, or you can even add all missing cards to your want list. So you could say, I want all 11,000 Steph Curry cards. You can add them to your want list right here. And boom, you've already done that. So that's an easy way to do it. The other way to do it is if you go to, let's go back to the home page. You can also look by set. This is actually in many ways easier. So, and actually, let me go to baseball for a second. So you search for tops 2005. See, so it's got all the different, actually, so it's got all the different inserts and parallels. So it's very hard, right? So what I suggest, go to your collection. You always start your collection. And this add update button is really probably the best way to search for things. So if you search the add update button, baseball, sets. So now you have all the years of cards. We want 2000, what do we say, five, I think. So these are all the major releases, right? You see Topps, Don Ross, Bowman, Fleer, all the way down to, and then some of the weird lessons or sets. But let's go with Topps Chrome. So now by set, you can add to your for sale list or your want list. So this is the best way to add to either one of your lists. So if I go to the want list, see now you can click on the card you want to add, or you can add them all to your want list. Let's say you just were trying to build the set. Again, quick way to do it. You don't have to one by one. You can also add multiple. So you can add like five to your collection want list. I guess you want five or five available. Or you can do detail add, where you can actually add, you have to your collection, your for sale want list, condition graded. So you could add some people would trade like the I'll have a PSA 5, um, A-Rod Topps Chrome available to your collection for sale or your want list. So I think going through the collection and the add update button and searching by set is the easiest way to add to your want list, right? So if you go back to collections here, add update, that's the best way. You can do by team, name, I do by set usually, 10-7, let's say Bowman. Again, this is the best page to get to add to your want list or your for sale trade list. All right, so now let's go back to the collection page. So you've added, and I've done some already, you've added cards to your want list. So here I've got 245 baseball cards in my want list. And again, you can run stats, you can run reports. The reports aren't great, but it's something. And then I have these 25 cards for sale. So if I click on this, I set, again, this is my favorite account. So, all right, so I have these 3 sets. So I've got these 5 cards, the Heart of the City from Topps Chrome, available for trade. Like I want to get rid of those. You'll see prices here. That's not accurate. I mean, it's sort of a gauge, but it's definitely not the best. So I look at it sometimes, but it's generally not accurate. So if you go back to the collection page, all right. So now that you've got all the cards you want, you've got all the cards you have available to trade. In the collection page, you go all the way down to the trade matching. This is the money maker here. So under trade matching, you can run a trade report. You can do this once a week. And you can basically run a report of all members or those that have logged in recently, right? Because obviously if someone has logged in for a year, they're probably not active. Because most people who log on this site regularly are trade. Not everyone, but most people. So you can decide what you want to do. I usually do 90 days because I want a water selection. So you can do this every week. So you run a report. So it's going to take like a few minutes, so I'll let it sit there. In the meantime, the other cool thing I'll show, if you go again, let's do Aaron Judge. So on the player page, what you can do is, so again, you can see all his cards that ever existed, first of all. But if you go to collection summary, members with cards of this person in their collection. So that's pretty cool. So it's loading. It tells you who's got the most Judge cards or who's got the most whoever cards, which I think is pretty cool. It's going a little slow, so I won't press that. But it also says how many you own. See, so in this case, I have 1 out of 13,000, and I have 0.0 complete. The other thing too, what you can do is if you look at any card, so let's take this Bowman Mini from 2013. Here, this is key here. So these mentions. So the blue are 11 different people who have this card in their collection. 32 people have it on their want list, and 0 people have it offered, right? So if you want to see how many cards are on the database in these categories, this is where you go. So if you click on 32, here are the 32 members that have this card or want this card, right? So sometimes you can go digging for the card you want. Let's take another card. Let's do something a little more common. Let's do Bowman. So base Bowman, Aaron Judge. So you can imagine, yeah, see, so 334 people have this card, 16 want it, 85 have it available, 1 is in transaction, and 2 are actually in transit. So it's pretty cool. Once you show that you've got a card, it actually tracks when it gets to you. When you say you've received it, it actually adds it to your collection automatically. So that part of the site is pretty cool. So if you go to for sale or trade, these are all the people who have it available. So if you want to go digging for a card, you can send this person a message and say, hey, I see you have this card. Can we trade anything? That's one way to do it, but again, it's really sort of a shot in the dark, and that's where we go back to the trade matching. Okay, so we're back on collections. We go to trade matching here. Okay, so run the report. This is 0 here, so when you run a report, it's going to take a while to reset, but eventually these are going to turn into numbers, a match score. And the highest score you have basically shows the number of cards you want, that you have cards that they want, right? So this is basically the list of people you should start thinking about trading. So if I go to GY11, okay, so this person is not accepting transactions, fine, but These are all the cards on his want list. He wants all the 21 Topps Chrome and everything I have to offer. So in this case, there's no match. If I go to Hawking, again, these score, yes, this is not accepting trade proposals. So again, this is going to update in probably a few minutes, but when it does, you'll see the cards that you want, right? So I think I put the 21 Topps Chrome set as just as a sort of what I'm looking for. Anything I'm available that he wants, it matches up, right? And then what you can do is you can propose. So let's say, well, it's actually wait a minute. I want to see. I'll wait till the numbers match, but let's see. Let's find someone that we have some match. It could just be a ton of cards uh, for sale. Let's do this. I'm gonna add a few more cards to my for sale. Let's do tops. Add for sale and trade list. Okay. So I'm just gonna add, let's see, Tatis. Let's add more cards. But you know what I'll do? I'm gonna add the Judge Topps Chrome and the Goldsmith Topps Chrome, given the whole buyback from Topps, which by the way is crazy. Awesome, but crazy. Already did add it. Okay, so no. There's Mr. Goldsmith. Add SP2. Okay. So these are all cards I'm adding my for sale, for trade list, right? Um, Go to collections and then trade match. Again, sometimes it takes time, excuse me, for the report to run. So it's still running. Okay. All right. So it's going to show people that I have cards that they want, but it doesn't appear that's the case now. So what happens is you make a proposal, and let me show you the transaction page. So when you make the proposal, it's going to show up here as proposed. If they accept, these ads are terrible. If they accept, it'll go to in progress, and then you indicate when you send the package, you indicate when you receive the package, and when you're completed, it goes here, and you can leave feedback. So if I take in a user, this person here, and I go to, so, and it's fun, you can read the profile, it tells you like what they're trading. Some people don't like to do cross sports, some people like to do, I only want this or that, and then you can leave feedback. So just like eBay, and you see this person has traded 206 times with 100% feedback, so obviously a good trader. Um, so that's good. And the good thing about reading the profile, sometimes people will say, I can do PWE if it's under 20 cards, or I prefer Chiefs, or I prefer Packers, or I prefer won't say Warriors, whatever they're looking for, or I only trade base vintage for whatever. So you get a lot of information here where they are, so you can sort of, and this person got 200,000 cards. So um, the people that obviously spend time here, I think, like us, right? They're big collectors, and they take time, and they've got their database, they've got their whole collections on here, which is pretty cool just to see the stats of what you own. But even more, useful when you do the trading. So let me see if it worked yet. Again, it could take up some time. Yeah, so it didn't. It might be because I just don't have a lot of cards. Oh, here, perfect. Okay, so this person here, um, four cards that I want, right? So I'm not gonna actually do the transaction because I don't want them to think that I'm actually doing it. So you can pick the three cards that you want. You click on submit, and then you can click here, and then you click the card you want to offer, and then it creates this transaction. And then they'll both go on, and then you can it's just composing, you propose it. Um, I'm gonna delete that. But that's basically it. I think once you get the cards, go back to collections. Once you get the cards into your for sale and trade, which takes time, and once you get the cards on the want list, then it's pretty straightforward. I think adding the cards is the worst. And as you get more cards, like I'll buy cheap lots for purposes of trading. You got to add them in. It can take time, but it's always exciting to add new cards. And then you run the trade report that week, and then you get to see, the new matches, right? Um, And then, it's my real log. You'll see the declines of the drawn. Some people don't answer. Some people decline. So as I try to make new offers, I try to make sure that I'm not sending the same offer to the same person. So it takes some management, but again, it's pretty cool. And then one last thing I guess I'll highlight is there's forums on this website here. So um, you can ask questions. People actually often ask, is there an easier way to do this? Because it's so hard to do. But a lot of cool things here. You can search people, just fans talking about collecting, but also special sets or whatnot. So um, forums are really useful, and you see a lot of people post. So that's the other thing I would highlight here. I use that. I use that sometimes. I'm trying to figure out if I'm trying to figure something out. And then here they have a card of the day, which happens to be Josh Freeman, which is a name I haven't heard in a while. Um, and they just added a lot of the non-sports. So like I have a lot of Star Wars 1977 or 70, 72, 77, I don't remember. Um, I think it's 77. Yeah, the original Star Wars card. So they have non-sports. They have all this weird sets. So there's a lot. And it's got a lot to offer across all sports, cricket, even wrestling. So let me know what you think. It's a cool site. I've traded a ton, especially when you're just not looking to spend money, but you want to get rid of your old stuff or your commons even you don't care about. It's a pretty cool website. So let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoy that. Hope this was useful, and I'm happy to share this with everyone. And the more people on the site, the more people to trade with, right? So that's obviously good for all of us. So hope you enjoy that, and enjoy the rest of your day.